actually noticing the moon was actually a little red this morning on my way
Yeah,
in.
I did too. One of the things I want to point out before I get into topic of the week, some of these that you're going to see, they will be in the code change book, but they're not going to make the top 100. Okay, so
Yeah.
because we'll cover probably about 200, 250 different changes that took place. So there's quite a few extra definitions we're putting in this time that have moved around and all that. So just, I'm just showing you the definitions that change, but when I get to one that's a big top one, I definitely will let you know, like I did last week on the impedance one, bonding jumper. So that's one
And
that
just to
will be a
let
good
you
one.
know, King James did square me up on those code changes that I got gypped for 2020. So I
I
don't want anybody.
I
I,
did tell
I
you, I
want.
said when we get everything up and running, this learning management system, it's going to be freaking awesome. And I said, you'll have
Yeah.
access to all kinds of stuff. And what a
Very
lot of
cool.
people are really interested in, I've got a lot of comments, is when I get it as an online course. They're really interested in seeing that where you can click through the sections and actually work calculations online by filling in the blanks and having the answer key and then the video doing the explanation, all that. They all are real interested in that. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, let's get her cracking here and let's see what we have. All right,
Okay.
now the first one we're going to look at, this is one where they, and Jeremy, this would be good for you to pay attention to because Jeremy has made the point. Oh, you just do whatever you should do what the code making panel says, and I always say the code making panels ain't always right, and a lot of times people get appointed on there that really are not experts in that field, and that they basically learn. I've sat in uh, different code making panel meetings, and I've heard some things that people have said, and I'm like, he didn't even know what the hell he's talking about, and
oh.
Eh,
Oh,
I'll
excuse
tell
me.
you one, and this happened, and I get my dad on here. There was one that was a co-making panel chairman, and we were at the General Assembly, and there was some mistakes there, and it was my coat that did it, and Mike berated this code making panel chairman. A lot of people said he shouldn't have done that, but this chairman did not know what was going on and understood what the argument was. That actually happened on the General Assembly floor. If Mark Odie was here, he would tell you what I'm telling you is true. That
Right.
actually happened. Now, one of the things that they did here, and this would be co-making panel 5, they got jurisdiction over this. They actually went in and tried to remove the term jumper. That is what happened. And they've done this on many definitions. Then it went to the second correlating committee and they said, no, that is what we call it. That is the preferred term. They wanted to call it a main bonding conductor. Okay. So
Right.
what they've done here, and there's multiple ones on this, they're telling you they made a revision here now that is going to clarify that the main term that we'll use here, main bonding jumper, that is your preferred term. The alternate preferred term is main bonding conductor. Okay?
Right.
That they did that in the one we looked at last week. The same thing took place here with a supply side bonding jumper. Now you can call it the preferred term supply side bonding jumper, and the alternate preferred term is a supply side bonding conductor. I will tell you, we will not call it a bonding conductor in our publication. It still will have SSBJ, or we'll spell it out supply side bonding jumper as part
Nice.
of our identification. Then they
Way to
did the
not cave. Way to not cave there,
That's right. Then
King
they
James.
did system bonding jumper, the exact same thing. The system bonding jumper is the preferred term. System bonding conductor is your alternate preferred term. All right. Then they came in because we use these a lot, and this happened because of the increase of limited energy system cable ties, and they're using these because the necessity for bundling, securing, or supporting cables, and that also includes flexible conduit or flexible tubing. Therefore, what they needed to do here is they needed to put a clear term in that was understandable when you're using these cable ties. So they tell you the different types that are available for your cable management applications, and then the type that are used for securing and supporting cable, flexible conduit, flexible tube. Okay? So
Right.
those are your different types, and they're all listed there.
Oh, Worm Brothers getting a little shots fired over there at Weed Man.
Who's the sister? Yep. Now, they also did the cable ties where they were integral to it. And the same thing happened here is they tell you the types that are available when they're integral type devices here and you're using the cable ties and they're telling you pretty much exactly the same thing. Okay, so we'll have two illustrations on that showing you exactly what they're talking about. The other one that gets very interesting here is they've added some more definitions here that's going to deal with these self-propelled vehicles. Now, the reason these are added is to help differentiate the type of vehicles that are going to be located now in the new Article 624 from the type of vehicles that are located in Article 625. Okay?
Gotcha.
So when I look at they call it an ESV, an electric self-propelled vehicle. It says a vehicle or marine vessel other than an EV, and then they're going to give you a list here, such as farm equipment, boats, aircraft, and golf carts, primarily powered by an electric motor that draws current from a rechargeable storage battery, fuel cell, photovoltaic array, or other source of electric current. Okay?
So, a question for you: does Code Making Panel 12 have purview over 624 and 625?
I think yes, I think so. I'm not 100. I don't want to. Well, let me.
Is 624 like a new article?
It's a new article, so I'm pretty sure
Oh,
since
okay.
it's electrical vehicle, yeah, they probably do.
Gotcha.
But I'm not going to say 100% sure because I didn't look at that. Then they've got another one that is called an electric self-propelled vehicle power export equipment. Now, Jeremy, pay close attention. The equipment, including the outlet on the electric self-propelled ESV that is used to provide electrical power at voltages greater than or equal to 30 volts AC or 60 volts DC to loads external to the ESV using the vehicle as a source of supply. Now, what they're telling you here is the equipment, including the outlet that's on it.
Yeah.
Okay? They're going through and they're explaining what this is and where it is located. This is very, very important here.
But the premise is wiring.
Yeah, I know. Now, if the outlet is where the termination is, like at an AC unit and everything that you stated before, why do they need to say that there's an outlet included on it? This brings up exactly the type of things I'm talking about. And then it gives you an informational note to explain this. Electric self-propelled vehicle power export equipment and electric self-propelled vehicle supply equipment or wireless power transfer equipment are sometimes contained in one piece of equipment, sometimes referred to as bidirectional electric self-propelled vehicle supply equipment or bidirectional wireless power transfer equipment. Okay, right. So they're giving you an information note, and they're also telling you that there's an outlet included on this. And the reason is because the outlet is where? It's not where you're feeding into it, it's on the other side of where it picks up its energy. So now, what are you going to tell me? I have two outlets on this piece of equipment? That can't happen.
Yeah, and so as everyone knows, I kind of I kind of smacked the hornet's nest on this one, just because before it was only for outlets that were or receptacles that were installed for connection of EVSE, and I went in there and said, "Well, you say outlet over here. Why don't you say outlet over here?" And I expected it to get rejected, and I didn't even know anything about this self-propel thing. Worm Brothers like, what? Self-propel? Like, yeah, it's like I don't understand. This kind of goes into the whole thing. Like, what is the whole like? What are we trying to do here in the NEC? Like, why do we have to have all these million sections? You know, like they want to try to just make everything a blanket statement and just to kind of tell everyone out there by their substantiation of how they're trying to do some of this stuff, the outlet would actually be contained in the vehicle, just like you said there, James.
That's right. And this is what they're showing you right here. They're telling you it's items such as farm equipment, boats, aircraft, and golf carts. Okay? Because somebody, I think it was Worm Brothers that put it in right here. What's that about self-propelled? That's what they're talking about, and that's why I wanted to show these definitions that are going against what they said. But look at this. Then it talks about where. Now, first, let me go back here because I want to explain something. This is where you have export equipment. Okay. Now, this one is where they talk about supply equipment. Then it says equipment for plug-in charging, including the ungrounded, grounded, and equipment grounded conductors and the electric self-propelled vehicle connectors, attachment plugs, personal protection system, and all other fittings, devices, power outlet. What do you mean power outlets? I thought the outlets where you made the connection. Okay, yeah. Well, here's another problem, but it says, or apparatus, let's see what it says, installed specifically for the purpose of transferring energy. Oh, yeah. So you're telling me that the supply equipment has a power outlet on it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reading it here. Where are you, Jeremy? Where's the disagreement here? I'm showing you exactly what it says right here. There's a power outlet on there. And in other words, it's like what? A receptacle. You plug something into. That's the outlet. They're saying the supply equipment's outlet. It's not actually the car.
Yeah.
If anybody reads that any different, tell me, because I'm reading it word for word.
And the other thing is that they constantly, since we've had this argument, the outlet could just move wherever it makes you right in your argument.
That's true. That's what they try to say. And that's where I come in with a problem with it. And I've stated this many times. But this definition here, the way I read this, the outlet is at the equipment that you plug it into.
Yeah.
Now,
and I would make the same argument for EBSE when it comes to the actual vehicle itself being the outlet, because the utilization equipment is inside the vehicle.
That's right.
The charger is inside the vehicle, so all that transport equipment is doing is converting voltage to a different voltage for the charger. So the point where the current is taken to utilization equipment is where you plug into the vehicle.
Yeah, and this here has been my whole argument, and I think showing these definitions is starting to prove a point where we have another problem.